the key title is in this lecture is management research in changing business environment. All right. So you can think that this is just general, the management or strategy, the seminar talk for PNU or other institution graduate students. Okay, this is our agenda today. So first, we can talk about the definition of innovation. And given that innovation is more explorative and more pioneer business activity, we can think about business transformation in changing, fast changing business environment. And among different types of innovation, I will talk about some process innovation first. And lastly, most importantly, I will talk about some innovation research in management discipline. So across different discipline, accounting or management or information system, I will give you some how business scholars are conducting their innovation research, right? Maybe some of the lecture slide might include some Korean. So in that case, I will give you some English translation. Don't worry about it, and then I will skip those Korean-based slides. So let me talk about innovation first. And at the beginning of today's lecture, you can just give us some example of innovation like metaverse or NFT. And more direct setting, maybe we can think about definition of innovation first. And literally, we can speak that we are now living in the age of innovation, right? For example, this slide give you some some insight that the current economy in 2020 or 2019 is more than 5 times than past 5 decades economies. Economy, GNP or GDP, it doesn't matter, right? So the size of economy for last 5 decades, 50 years, is much less than the current economy's GNP. It means that there's a lot of tons of innovation and information and infrastructures are mingled together, and it means that there's a lot of new economy values are generating comparing to last few decades. So it means that innovation itself is can give us more economy value. So economic value is really important. From our just normal life, maybe whenever you are watching and see the news or newspaper, there's a lot of economic value related articles, right? For example, real estate market or stock market economy or any other just platform business, they are just estimating economic value, right? So innovation itself, broadly speaking, it can generate some economic value, and nowadays it is really fast changing. And more direct definition, innovation, as you can see, is commercialization of something new. But that is innovation. So commercialization is the most important terminology when we define innovation. So commercialization means, let's say you have some patent, you have some, the idea, right? And unless you can just, file your own patent or, having your own copyright, it's not all yours, right? So for example, you have some, your own, domain address, for example, pnuac.kr, something like that. But it is, owned by the PNU University, right? But it is some kind of commercialization, right? Before acquiring, the pnuac.kr, website address, it is some, acquired by some of others, and they can commercialization of their, ownership, right? So like that, the innovation is based on commercialization of something new. And something new means it can be new technology. Metaverse or NTF is based on blockchains or distributed, ledgers, something like that, or a new application in forms of new product or services process. So application is still broad terminology. But for example, social media, it can be some new, the platform, right? And what else? Smartphone is a new kind of, the product, right? So when I was a college student, right, there is no, the color, the cell phone. There is only black and white, and no one can expect that we can hear, save, and the video or music in my cell phone. Yeah, no one expect that. That is something new application and new market and market segmentation. So new market wise, for example, metaverse or the a coin, right? Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? Cryptocurrency market is a new market, right? And if we can, recognize those new market back in, 10 years back, maybe you can be a billionaire, right? That is new market. And lastly, new organization form. I would say, in a COVID situation, work from home is a new kind of organization form, right? Before COVID or the disaster, the most of people in organization should go their office regularly, right? But due to COVID, everything is changed, and there's a new normal. Means from COVID situation occur, and then we don't need to visit our office regularly. That is work from home, right? And new management approach is something like that, right? So management approach means, so work from home is based on online communication. So it doesn't require any informal talk or what else, having lunch together, having dinner together. There is no, such kind of, off work activity